beloved? Welcome back to the channel. I just filmed this whole video, but I had my hair up in a bun, and I looked kind of crazy, so we're refilming it. So I apologize if the lighting is kind of awkward or poor. I have a little lamp here. Hopefully it makes it a little more aesthetic and warm, which is what I'm hoping for. Anyways, I have these two stacks of books right here, and you might be like, oh, a book haul. No, this is actually going to be a book unhaul. So these are works that I have either read and just don't see myself returning to in the future, works that I haven't gotten around to, or works that have been replaced in some essence, and we'll get into that. But tomorrow I have an appointment at this local bookstore that's the one I frequent. Most often, I would say it's a big one, but they also have a whole used section there. It's the same store I went to when I filmed my vlog, if you can call it that. And I prefer taking books there because not only will they give you store credit or cash if you would like, but I feel better than just taking these to like a donation center, because you just dump them at a donation center and then it's like, well, they might just rot here. So I'd rather take them somewhere where the intention is people are coming there to specifically buy literature and books. Plus, I think this is a habit I need to be better at. During the summer, I bought so many books. It's insane. So I just need to get better at, realizing that, like, hey, some of these things have been sitting for so long, I just need to rehome them. Because obviously my taste is changing, my interest is changing. And so on and so forth. I need to get better at not being so possessive of my things. This is going to sound so embarrassing, but I'm a collector at heart, and I used to buy things like Funko Pops, which I've since gotten rid of almost all of them. So I think this is a lot better of a thing to have an interest in, but I need to get better at just saying, hey, haven't read this, it's been here for a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, I need to move on. So, yeah. Anyways, I am yapping. Let's get into the books. So first we have The Day in the Life of Denis Ivanovich by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. So I read this one recently, but it is a book where it's good, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't think I can really get more out of the reading of it, in the future and stuff. So when I had read this, it did inspire me to actually look more into the Gulag Archipelago, and I ended up ordering the abridged version of the Gulag Archipelago. Maybe in time I will read all 3 volumes of it. I couldn't get through the first, so I thought the abridged would be probably a good idea, because I've heard Solzhenitsyn is incredibly repetitive, and his books are very drawn out in a sense. And so the fact that the abridged version was approved by him, despite missing content, I think is a good sign. So, Lord willing, we will read that one in the future. But yeah, One Day in the Life of Denis Ivanovich. Cute little everyman's edition here. I love it. And then we have La Vida. Living La Vida Loca. Then we have Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I don't know. I was interested in this book originally, but I don't know. It's just, this is a book I picked up with the intent to read it. I've heard so many great things about Nabokov, and I can understand like the people's appreciation for this work, kind of how horrendous it is in its topics and stuff. But it's just something that, I just don't see an interest in it, and that's not me saying I don't think it's probably like a fantastic work or that the writing's not like incredible. It's just, I don't know, the topic is just something that it's like, I just don't really feel the need to like read that, regardless of how great the story is. It's just something where it's like, I'm kind of protecting my heart a little bit. So Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. And then we have Albert Camus' The Plague, The Fall, Exile in the Kingdom, and Selected Essays. Now you might be like, hey dude, you just posted a video about books you're forcing yourself to read, and this was on it. What happened? Well, I read the book I was supposed to read in this, and dude just starts blaspheming Christ. Now, I mean, if you're not religious or faithful or whatever, like, you're probably like, what's the big deal? It's like, well, it wasn't even like good substantive arguments. It was just blasphemy. It was just slander. And that's just like lowbrow and stupid to me. It's not that I am not willing to engage with the opposite end of the argument for, the idea of God and a creator and stuff like that. But when you're just like lowbrow, like dissing Christ, like, I don't know, it's just stupid and immature and like gross, at least to me. But I mean, that's about like everything, if you're just going to be lowbrow about anything, and you're hailed as this like grand philosopher, it's just like, I don't know. So after I read that, I was like, man, I really don't care what this man has to say about anything else, to be honest. And that's a shame, because I was really interested in Camus. I knew he wasn't a Christian, but, I'm always, like I said, I'm always willing to, like, fish out and sort out these arguments. But you just do something like that, and to me, it's like, okay, you just, like, it's not worth it. So I'm sorry, Camus. I hope someone else can find enjoyment in you. Yeah. Goodbye. Then we have F. Scott Fitzgerald's This Side of Paradise. I just picked this up on a whim in a used bookstore when I was on holiday a few years ago, as I was doing with every man's library book I could find. And it's just been sitting, and I don't feel any draw to it. I don't know what the story's about. I haven't even been interested enough to look in the cover and figure out what the story's about. Fitzgerald is so widely regarded and hailed as this fantastic American writer, but for me right now, kind of like Hemingway was last year, maybe it'll change at some point, but for me right now, is not an author I feel interested in. And like I said with Hemingway, Hemingway now is someone I'm incredibly interested in. I am reading A Farewell to Arms right now, but then I also have a collection of his short stories, and I have the collection of the Nick Adams stories as well. But that the dog just sneezed. But yeah, this is just something where it's like right now I just don't feel called to it, and so yeah, I hopefully will gift this to someone who loves F. Scott Fitzgerald, and it's in this real. I love the dust jacket. I love the dust jacket on this version. I love the picture of him on the front and the back, and then also the diamonds on the side here from Everyman's. I think this might have been part of like a further collection or something, but yeah, super cool edition. Just need to part with it. And then we have John Muir's Nature Writings. Now, I've read a few of the essays in here. I've read sections of Story of My Boyhood and Youth. I love this man. Incredibly sweet. I love the way that he writes. And you might be like, well, then why are you getting rid of the book? Well, that's because I signed up to be part of the Library of America subscription service, which is like every month and a half or so, they send you a new book at a discounted rate. And you kind of get to pick and choose which books they send you. However, they just send you whatever one they pick at any point in time. So, but when you start that subscription service, you pay like $10 or something, and they send you 3 books. Or like two or 3 books. And so I chose one that came with James Fenimore Cooper's The Leatherstocking Tales, like the complete saga of those. And it came with a free book, and that free book was John Muir's Nature Writings. And it's in this nice hardcover slip-bound case. So I thought, hey, I will just re-gift this. Originally, I was trying to gift this to like all my friends who read, and no one wanted to take it, so which is unfortunate. John Muir, I hope someone finds you and appreciates all that you have to say. Dude is just so cool. So yeah, John Muir. And then we have Sacred Nature by Karen Armstrong. I bought this book thinking it would be a lot cooler than it was. And mind you, I bought this like way before I ever like actually read. This was a book I just picked up one day because I was like, oh, the topic sounds interesting, but it wasn't for like another year and a half before I started actually reading regularly. And this book is good if you have never ever in your life thought about any sort of connection with nature. But if you've had like the slightest thought about it, that's what this book is. So, read it, disappointed, not worth it. So, hopefully Hopefully they give me good money for this one, because I paid $28 for this, and it was terrible. So yeah, that one's gone. Next up, we have William Faulkner's Big Woods, hunting stories. So this is one that I have not read. However, it has been replaced. So being on that Library of America subscription service, one of the books that I did select for them to send me at some point was the stories of William Faulkner. So that was the first one that I actually sent as part of my subscription, which has, I think, like all of his short stories. There's like 54 or something in there, or there might be more. I think there's like 54. But this entire book is contained within that one. So it's one of those things where it's like, I don't need two. So William Faulkner's Big Woods. Next up, we have Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I bought this book in kind of like mid-spring, and I ran through it. And it was okay, but it's something where, it was a little frustrating. Jules just kind of uses this as an outlet to explain all of his scientific knowledge of the time about sea creatures. There's a lot of Latin words in here, and like every single chapter, there's like 7 paragraphs where he's just going on and on and on about like the lineages of like fish and their Latin names and what have you. And this book could probably be cut down. How long is this book? A little over 400 pages. This book could be cut down by like 200 pages and be, I think, better. That's not to say I did not enjoy it. I think there's a charm in some of these like rants and rambles about fish. That is, it's to be appreciated. But it's just like every single chapter, there is something or other that is like the big chunk of the chapter. So, yeah, it was good. It was fine. I just don't see myself ever returning to it. So, Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And then we have this collection of Henry David Thoreau books. We have Walden, The Maine Woods, A Week on the Concord and Merrimack Rivers, and we have this tiny little one right here, and that's Civil Disobedience. So, when I first got into reading, and was looking into like the greatest classics, this was a name that was brought up all the time, is Henry David Thoreau. Walden is really upheld and everything, and I tried to read Walden. I got like 80 pages into it some years ago, and just could not. I just got bored, to be honest. And these are books that I've tried to read, and I think you just have to kind of accept part of the boredom. Other people find them thrilling. This is just, me. And this is not me saying that I don't appreciate it at all, because I do super appreciate all of these books. And these are just things that have been sitting in my house for so long. Haven't returned to them, haven't felt the pull to them. So, I'm just going to release them into the wild, much as Thoreau would have liked to have been released into the wild. And hopefully in time I will return to these, because I am interested, and I do, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite, but, I do want to read these. It's just, it hasn't been the time for me yet. So, I will gift this beautiful box set, hopefully, to someone who appreciates this. Last up, we have The Great Tales of Middle-earth by Tolkien. This includes The Children of Húrin, Beren and Luthien, and The Fall of Gondolin. So, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of the more narrative structure of like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I adore The Lord of the Rings. I adore The Hobbit. The Hobbit is in my top 10 books of all time, like easily. I love it. I think it is so fun. I think it is well paced. I think there's so much charm to it, and there's still kind of that Tolkien depth that wasn't as fully fleshed out yet in that story. But then I also love how it's for children. So it's something I look forward to. If Lord willing, I have children, I will share that with them. However, everything that is kind of extracurricular on Middle-earth, at least that I have tried, which is all 3 of these books. I haven't tried the Silmarillion yet. It's sitting in my bedroom. Or not my bedroom. It's sitting on another shelf in the house. That's not my main one. I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is. I'm not like the biggest fantasy reader. I don't think Tolkien is a fantasy writer, though. I would compare Tolkien more as like a mythist. Like he just, like Lord of the Rings is myth. It is so fleshed out. It is so dense in so many ways, and it is beautiful, and it is elegant, and it has something to say. And it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna create like this, like a cool world with dragons and magic and all the hoopla. Like it's actually like trying to tell, like communicate something. But when it comes to, again, like I said, the extracurricular side of Middle Earth, I can't get into it. If I have interest in like certain topics or whatever, I usually will find YouTube videos to explain it, because these are guys who have read like everything. So maybe as my beard turns gray, and my back starts hurting more, and I maybe start pipe smoking, I will return to Tolkien's Middle Earth, the expounded upon version of that Middle Earth. But right now, as I am young and dumb, I will be okay living within the four walls that make up The Hobbit, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. So, yeah, I love Tolkien. I just, not for me. And I know there are other people who love Tolkien. So hopefully this can go to someone who is interested and actually will pick up and take the time to read these books and spend a good time with them. Okay, beloved, I love you. Thank you for stopping by the channel. This is a good practice. I think I need to be better at this. I think we can live with a lot less than what we, kind of are accustomed to. And it's so easy with stuff like this where it's like, well, I've spent money on this, or I was gifted some of these things, to just say, hey, like, it's just taking up space. I'm gonna hopefully rehome these to someone who will actually take the time to spend with them and appreciate them more than I could. So yeah, I love you. I hope you have a good night. We will see you in the next video. God bless. And yeah, fall's coming. I'm so excited for it to not be hot anymore. Yeah, so okay, cool. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.